Hello everyone, I'm Simon and we are here at Jamchester 2017 here in Manchester, the UK's biggest professional game jam where game developers, professionals and a smattering of students take 40 hours to make games and we judge them, and one of our judges is here with us now, Jordan Erica Webber, who is a freelance journalist who writes about games for The Guardian and talks about them on television, particularly on the Gadget Show. Only on the Gadget Show. Well, no, it's, maybe next week you'll be on. Maybe next week you'll be on Mastermind or something. I don't know.
Or the Manchester team.
So you have to talk into the microphone.
You want me to hold this?
I'll hold it.
We're gonna hold it like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just tell us a little bit about yourself.
About myself.
And
that's it. That's all there is to me. I write about games for The Guardian. I talk about them on the Gadget Show. There's literally nothing else. I've played video games since I was born. There's videos of me when I'm like 2 years old, kneeling up on a PC chair, playing DOS games.
Aww.
Yeah, wizards and maths and.
It wasn't Wolfenstein or anything like that.
I don't think so. I did play Half-Life when I was like 10. And Grand Theft Auto with my friend when I was like 11. My mum, when she found out, was not into the idea. Not because you can run people over, but because she heard you can burp in their faces. Yeah, she wasn't into that.
So she didn't mind you beating prostitutes to death with baseball bats, but she did not. She didn't know about that.
I don't think we gave her those gruesome details. No.
Yeah. Anyway, those were the days. 11-year-old playing Grand Theft Auto. So, have you been to a game jam before, or is this your first one?
So I actually kind of took part in a game jam a couple of weeks ago it was my first game jam I'd ever been to. It was Lust, the summit in Copenhagen, which is about sex and romance games. Wow. And I was kind of I wasn't going to take part, I was just lingering, and then I ended up doing some voice acting for one of the games, because apparently Europeans love a British accent.
Well, everyone loves a British accent.
Nice.
So you did a bit of voice acting and you sort of hung around and looked at the game jam and stuff like that. So what do you think of Jamchester so far? You've been here since yesterday. What do you think of the jam? Are you enjoying yourself? What do you think of the standard so far?
This is it's kind of a lot more serious and well organised than I was expecting. So the List game jam was awesome, but it took place on a boat. It was very casual. A lot of people made physical games. This, people have been rocking up with these trolleys full of PCs, and they've all got their teams formed already, and this venue is so nice. It's very, there's free food. It's pretty good.
Yeah. So, we tried to make something that's for people. It's aimed mainly at professional game developers that work for big companies. So we've got people from Codemasters, obviously a big company. Got people from Clever Beans who made Wipeout, which is still running on the screen behind us. So people that are used to working in nice offices at least, and not on boats. So we have to make the environment more comfortable for them so they'll turn up. And also we wanted to make it really one of the things actually, and I think you'll probably appreciate as well from things we've been talking about, is we want to make it a really comfortable environment for people. So we want to make sure that it's comfortable for women and stuff like that. So try to encourage as many women as possible. I know we still have work to do.
There aren't many women here.
There's quite a few. There's at least 10.
There's about one per room.
Yeah, I know. There's at least 3 in the main room.
Do you know what though? There are no teams here that have more than one woman on them.
No.
We've
spread them about.
That I know.
It should be it feels like it's a raw, doesn't it?
I don't want to assume anything.
But we were talking about this earlier. Well, yeah, exactly. That is a good point. Because I know I can refute that, but I won't do it on camera. Okay. So, because we were talking about this earlier, weren't we? We were talking about women in games and getting more people into the games industry, and I know you're passionate about it. I'm passionate about it. So it's a good intro, really. I think we talk about that for a second, because we've talked about working with women in games and we're developing a speaker database so we can get, Jordan's already got a public profile, so she's asked to be on panels and stuff like that a lot, but there's a lot of women working in the games industry that maybe haven't even thought about going on panels and events and stuff like that, and we just need to make it easier to find those people.
People just ask all the people they already know. They ask all their friends who've been doing panels for years, and a lot of those people are men.
Yes.
So people are lazy, basically.
Absolutely. Or there's a small amount of women that we know, like yourself, that are very visible because you're on. Because you're on. You write for The Guardian. You're on television, so you've got a Twitter presence, so we know about you already. But we also want the people that are not media, in the media. We want the people that
Yeah, we're the worst.
but it's your job to be visible.
Yeah.
We want the people that are sat, in a room somewhere making games that aren't. We want to help them get out there and be visible and be the game designers and the programmers and not just people that are already in the media. I think it is happening. So I mean, what sort of things do you think we can do to encourage? You probably get asked this all the time, don't you?
The games industry now.
No, not the games industry. I'm not talking about the whole games industry. I'm just talking about to encourage people to encourage women
to go on panels
and to be more visible. And how can we make it more comfortable?
Do you know what helps with like women wanting to speak at events is like if there's more than one woman on a panel. Like they've started, like games industry events have started doing this thing where they're like, we make sure there's one woman on every panel, but it's like one woman and 5 guys, and maybe like one of the guys is black because we want to make sure we got racial diversity as well. And it's like I've done a few panels where I've made everyone on the panel a woman just out of interest to see what it would be like, and it's been so much more relaxed because you just feel when you're the only woman, you feel like you're representing your entire gender. And especially in video games where everyone's like, women don't play games, women don't make games, you feel like you have to constantly be on guard and like defending yourself. Like, but if
you're the woman.
You're the woman, you're there to speak for all women. People ask you questions about being a woman, like you can't really get away from it. But if there's 2 of you, you just immediately feel a lot more relaxed, or at least I do, like in my personal experience.
One of the best panels I've ever seen was I don't know if you were there in the audience. You went on.
It was at a Guardian Run event.
No, it was at BAFTA. So almost good, as good name dropping. It was at BAFTA.
Also hire me sometimes.
Yeah, it was at. I think it was at Res. It was London Games Week last year, I think. And it was. I don't know if you were there, but it was Rihanna Pratchett. Is it Keza MacDonald? Is that correct? No, yeah. I pronounced her name. And the other one whose name I've forgotten. The one who does the zombies running game.
Oh.
Yeah, completely gone out of my head. Anyway, but 3 women.
Naomi Alderman.
Yes, Naomi Alderman. They were 3, basically 3 ex-games journalists. Yeah. So they were all like good at public speaking.
This was at BAFTA, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you were there. I couldn't remember if you were in
And it wasn't about being a woman in games.
No.
But it was
a fireside
panel,
chat. Yeah. It wasn't about being a woman in games, even though it was a women in games event. It was just 3 awesome women that were talking about stuff. And I think one of the great things about that was that they all knew each other, which helped.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just really like it was like they were having this awesome, like it was called a fireside chat, and it's like they were having an awesome fireside chat, and you were just watching it.
Yeah.
So it's not really. I'm not really. This isn't an anecdote about.
It's probably quite nice because
it's just a good panel.
Men have a habit, and like there's data for this, of interrupting people during panels, but women don't. Like women are encouraged from a very young age to let others speak. So if you get a bunch of women together, they'll all be very lovely and like hear each other's opinions and be like, oh, what a nice point. Whereas if you have an all male panel, they'll all be shouting over each other, like trying to get the point across. And if you're the one woman on this panel of 5 dudes, you're just not going to get heard.
Yeah.
It's really hard to chair in those situations because I chair panels a lot as well, and I always try and like make sure that I'm asking the woman the questions first.
Yeah. Well, this is why we've created the Women in Games, or we're creating this Women in Games database, so we've got more women to, because as an events organizer, it's not that. I mean, it's hard enough because there's less women working in games anyway, but then you reduce that by the amount of women that are happy to be on a panel or talk about stuff like that. So it's just finding more people, and we are getting more people coming along. I think we were talking about this earlier as well. We've got more women entering the games industry and coming through, and it's how do we encourage? But it's an issue for the whole technology industry, not just the games industry. We won't go on about that now. But Well, no. From your perspective of being a media person, it's interesting to hear your perspective on getting people onto panels and stuff like that. Because I think we need to make people more visible, I would say.
Yeah, role models is a big thing.
Yeah.
Mentors, just seeing other women doing it, and having more women around, not being the only one in the room.
I've said this to women before, and I've said this to people of colour and people that have different ethnicities or gender identification, and I said, you don't actually have to be a campaigner and go out marching in the streets and stuff like that. you don't have to, you can do, you're very welcome to do that, but not you specifically, but people in general, visibility is really important. So if you're a female CEO, for example, put some good pictures of you on your website so that when people go to your website, they see you doing stuff, and that's a leadership thing.
Yeah, this is a huge problem with video game studios, because they're like, oh, we want to hire some women, and you look at their website and it's just 20 dudes, and you're like, I don't know if I'd want to work there. Would I want to be the first woman in this environment? Even if they're reassuring me that they don't have like a bro culture or whatever, like, would I feel comfortable if like my boss, if I was sexually harassed at an all-male studio, then like the person I'm going to have to report to about that is a man, like the colleagues I might confide in about that are also men, there's no other women to back me up, like that's a problem. So like visible women, I mean, and I wouldn't want to ever force any woman to be visible, because it's a nightmare.
It's a personal thing.
I didn't want to swear. It can be bad to be a visible woman on the internet. People might not know that, but yeah, it does help others.
Yeah. So positive notes.
Yeah.
More women are coming through. We try and get more women to come to Game Jam. So if more women want to come, I think hopefully you'll like this environment. I mean,
this is nice. There's still, I still feel a little bit weird about the fact that Game Jams are like, because they take place over like 48 hours or whatever, because obviously you have to squeeze that into everyone's schedule. There is this culture of not sleeping and not like getting your 8 hours, or like drinking enough water and having healthy. This is good because there's free food, healthy meals. That's fantastic. There's a shower. People are washing themselves.
But quite a few people have gone home, and a lot of the local people to Manchester have gone home. There's a guy that lives around the corner. I went home.
Right, but they're missing out on time, right? So they might not feel like they're as likely to win because they've sacrificed daylight hours.
That's a bit swings and roundabouts, because some people that have 6 hours sleep come back feeling really refreshed and work better, rather than someone who's had 4 hours or 3 hours sleep and then feel drained for 8 hours or something like that. So,
but maybe it could be like a Friday to Monday thing, and you could make everyone go home and sleep. You could lock the building.
I know what you're saying, but some people actually like it because they don't have to have a hotel room, so they can come and stay overnight, work, and they don't have to pay for a hotel room, so they like that as well. So it's a bit.
Oh, and there's a room full of bean bags, so you can sleep.
Yes.
And they're very comfortable. I sat on one earlier and I couldn't get up.
Did you have a sleep?
No, I had to get a game developer to help me out. I was like, I'm not going to make your game win because of this, just doing me a favour.
How to schmooze the judges, like pick them up off the floor. Yeah, so, well, thanks for your feedback.
You're welcome.
And we love hearing more, so if anyone else wants to give us any feedback or stuff like that, if anyone wants to find out more about the event, just send us a message on Twitter. Come to Jamchester number 3 next year. We'll try and get Jordan to compete. You could just be a voiceover artist for every game jam. So thanks very much. Thanks again to Jordan, and seen soon on a TV near you.
Well, we hope so.
Yeah, on the Gadget Show.
The series is over, but you can watch it on My 5.
Oh, hey, excellent. So you'll be able to see her on some screen at some point, other than this one. Thank you very much, and we'll let you get back to judging.
Thank you.